Breakfast at Tiffany's is what I'm delving into today. Hope this finds you well. I'm Mr. Valentine. Hello to all my subscribers and prospective ones. The 1961 film starring Audrey Hepburn is what I'm tapping into today. Shout out to all my patrons over there on the Patreon. I appreciate you. And if you're interested in supporting me, go over to the Patreon, Mr. Valentine Reacts, where you can get all of my videos up to 2 days early and extended versions of said videos. You can also support me by hitting that subscribe button, like this video, leave me some comments, share. You can also join the channel. I am a partner with YouTube membership program, so I can offer memberships here, and that tickles your fancy. Be my guest. Just another way to tip your proverbial cap in my direction. But thanks again, and without further ado, 1961's Breakfast at Tiffany's coming to you. Let's go. She tried to skedaddle.
Hey, baby, what's going on here?
Oh, hi.
I'm a sucker for slapstick humor. I'm a sucker for slapstick humor.
Now, really, Harry?
Harry was the other guy. I'm Sid. Sid Arbuck. You like me, remember? Mr. Golightly.
Ah.
Oh, darling, I am sorry, but I lost my key.
That was 2 weeks ago. You cannot go on or keep ringing my bell. You're disturbing me. You must have a key made.
But it won't do any good. I just lose them all.
That's one of the most impersonations of all time. Out of all impersonations, that is one of them.
5 people, your friends, I never seen them before. And when you ask for a little change for the powder room, what do I give you? A $50 bill. Now, doesn't that give me some right?
Gave her $50 to go to the bathroom? What is this, OnlyFans? It's like she was dead to the world. It would appear she was in a catatonic state. But she got up. She avoided a catastrophe.
I hate to bother you, but if I could ask one more favor, could I use the phone?
Sure. Why not?
Be my guest. Step right in.
Oh, I remember. I stuck it in the suitcase, kind of muffles the sound.
That's quirky.
You know those days when you get the mean reds?
The mean reds. You mean like the blues?
The blues are because you're getting fat or maybe it's been raining too long. You're just sad, that's all. The mean reds are horrible. Suddenly you're afraid and you don't know what you're afraid of. Did you ever get that feeling?
Sure.
Melancholy, I think she's describing.
Something about the way I look. I mean, a girl just can't go to Sing Sing with a green face.
Sing, sing.
Sing Sing.
Someone thought it was ridiculous.
Is this Benny Goodman?
Oh, who am I going to visit, you mean?
I guess that's what I mean.
I don't know that I should even discuss it. Oh, well, they never told me not to tell anyone. You must cross your heart and kiss your elbow.
I'll try.
Is it possible to kiss your own weenus?
You probably read about him. His name's Sally Tomato.
Sally Tomato?
Sorry, tomato.
You could never prove for a second that he was even part of the mafia, much less head of it, my dear. The only thing they did prove was that he cheated at his income tax a little. Anyway, all I know is that he's a darling.
Just a wee bit.
I mean, I've been going to see him every Thursday for 7 months. Now I think I'd go even if he didn't pay me. Shoo!
You can only find one.
This is such a distinctive exhibition of characterization.
Asked me how I'd like to cheer up a lonely old man and pick up 100 a week at the same time. I told him, look, darling, you got the wrong Holly Golightly. A girl can do as well as 7 trips to the powder room.
Did she say her name is Holly Golightly?
Give a girl a $50 bill for the powder room. And I always ask for cab fare, too. That's another 50. Well, how could I say no? It was also wildly romantic.
I mean, she has a way of monetizing her time, so you can't knock her for it.
You mean he gives you $100 for an hour's conversation? Look, it's none of my business, but it sounds to me like you could get in a lot of trouble.
Hold this for me.
I mean, in theory, it does sound like call girl behavior, but innocuous call girl behavior.
Sally tells me things to say like, oh, there's a hurricane in Cuba and it's cloudy over Palermo. Things like that. You don't have to worry. I've taken care of myself for a long time.
Holly Golightly, I imagine that's true. You look like a girl who can definitely take care of herself.
I never could do that.
It's easy.
Wait, how can you? Oh, shit. Not only can I do it, I make myself infirmed in the process.
Don't tell me you were locked out. Didn't you get the key? Oh, darling. I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
Miss Golightly, my neighbor, was kind enough to let me in. Miss Golightly's on her way to Sing Sing.
She let you in. To her heart as well?
Decorator.
How'd you do?
You seen the apartment?
Not yet.
I know it was wicked of me, but I couldn't resist.
Y'all look a bit too intimate for her to only be your decorator, but I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
Hey, baby! Where you going? Oh, come on, baby. Open the door. Oh, be a pal.
He's knocking on that door with sheer concupiscence. Hey, yo. Decorator still there while you're sleeping. And the plot thickens. Okay. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this development. What does that say about their dynamic?
No, wait a minute, Miss,
Golightly. Holly Golightly. I live downstairs. We met this morning, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the issue here.
I mean, he's sweet when he isn't drunk, but let him start lapping up the vino, and oh, golly, Kel beast. Finally got so dazzled down there, just went out the window.
Lapping up the vino. He's a vino lapper. Why does that sound euphemistic?
You did look so cozy in here, and your decorator friend had gone home, and it was beginning to get a bit cold out there in the fire escape.
That's good acting, being coy.
And you look a little like my brother Fred. Do you mind if I call you Fred?
Not at all.
Why not?
300, she's very generous. So by the week, the hour, or what?
Okay, the party's over. Out.
Oh, Fred. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Don't be angry. I was just trying to let you know I understand. I understand completely.
Wait a minute. Is he Deuce Bigelow? Male gigolo?
It's a beautiful typewriter.
Of course. It writes nothing but sensitive, intensely felt, promising prose.
There's no ribbon in it.
Yeah, he speaks like a writer, all right.
Everybody thought he was Dottie the way he gorged himself on peanut butter. He wasn't Dottie. Just sweet and vague and terribly slow. Poor Fred.
Your brother Fred is being depicted as purblind. Fondly purblind, that is.
It can't be 4:30. It just can't. Do you mind if I just get in with you for a minute?
She asks so nonchalantly.
We're friends, that's all.
He's like, you may have had a hair bit too much of this.
Okay. Let's don't say another word. Let's just go to sleep.
Holly Golightly has some unique mental and moral qualities about her. I like this tone. The tone of this movie is not self-serious and whimsical.
Why are you crying?
Oh, man.
If we're going to be friends, let's just get one thing straight right now. I hate Snoops.
Snoopy? Snoop Dogg? Snoop from The Wire? I mean, she has her charm. Holly Golightly has her charm. If not a bit mercurial and capricious and enigmatic, there's some kind of magnetic quality about her.
I got you some stuff, huh, Polly, baby? Since you're my big man.
I recognize him from somewhere. What movie? Come on, Hippocampus, don't fail me now.
Darling, I'm so glad you could come.
I brought you a house present. Something to book.
Is she wearing a toga?
Doesn't that look
A
nice?
bed sheet?
Give me a cigarette, OJ.
Or am I not fashionably inclined?
Just tell me what you're going to do to make Fred rich and famous.
Now, why don't you let Fred, baby, and me settle that matter, huh, puppy?
I'm the agent. She's already got a decorator. I'm the agent.
Okay, she's going to bat for him. She's his champion.
You known her long?
Are you kidding? I'm the guy that discovered him, O.J. Berman. A couple of years ago, back in the coast, she was just a kid. Of course, she had a lot of style, a lot of class, you know.
A lot of what?
Class, yeah, she had a lot of class.
He's like, class? It's a foreign news to me. This is a foreign concept in relation to her.
Well, I guess so. Say, I saw your mother now, Rocky. Wonderful. I know, and after all that she said about...
What? Why though? And nobody notices. Nobody's.
Oh, let me see it. It's 6:45.
Thank you so much.
But can I borrow it?
This movie is insane. This movie is insane in many a membrane. I mean, this movie, the plot seems a little rudderless to me, but I think that's the point, as is evidenced by her name, Holly Golightly. This movie is going very lightly.
He happens to be the 9th richest man in America under 50.
Oh,
Know that?
To Burma. We have been formally introduced, but our mad wild.
oh wait, that guy was in 12 Angry Men, my last video before last. Hippocampus came back, baby. I've been drunk a few times, but never that drunk, laughing at myself in the mirror at a private joke. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. It's not funny, but that's an absurd swing. If that transpired in real time, she was just laughing, and now she's inconsolable at the drop of a hat.
He did mention something about calling the police.
The police. The police. Oh, that I cannot have. But I'd better look for Miss Wildwood and go.
Uh-oh. What's your backstory, bro? Why can you not have that? Holly Golightly, she went lightly. She was like, that's my party, but not for the fuzz. Not for the fuzz. Oh.
Oh, good evening, Ed. It's Paul. Oh, yes. You remember?
Peekaboo.
Meet you, Jose. Jewel thief.
Let's go back to snogging. The old behind the shower curtain lip lock, eh? Sing Sing. Oh, the aforementioned prison. And the story progresses.
Makes me write down everything in there. What I get, what I spend. I used to have a checking account. He made me get rid of that. He feels...
Mr. Fitzsimmons, powder room, $50. Less $18. Hair, one black satin dress. Cat food, 27 cents.
Sally, darling, please stop making me blush. But you're right about Jack Fitzsimmons. He's an absolute rat. Anybody but rats. Except, of course, Fred here. You do think Fred is nice, don't you, Sally?
For you, I hope he is.
He's still calling him Fred. He was like, hey, forget, I guess Paul is a thing of the past.
What about the weather report?
Oh, yes. Snow flurry is expected this weekend in New Orleans.
Cold words.
Not just the weirdest? I bet they haven't had snow in New Orleans for 1,000,000 years.
Not if you count the snow of the booger sugar variety. So Holly Golightly is acting as Fred's, I'm calling him Fred now, as Paul's muse.
Well, hello. What's wrong?
It's probably really nothing. I want to see if he's still there.
See if who's still there. What are you talking about?
There's a lot of women evading men in this movie.
See? I noticed him yesterday afternoon. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to sound neurotic, but suppose Bill's having us watched, huh?
Uh-oh. Something sinister looms. This movie has a very sneaky, sophisticated sound design. It's subtle, but effective. Oh, the suspense is building immaculately.
All right, what do you want? Son, I need a friend.
You've got a friend in me. Ba-dun-dun. Shout out Randy Newman.
That's me. That's her. That's her brother Fred.
You're Holly's father?
Her name ain't Holly. She was Lula Mae Barnes. Was till she married me. I'm her husband, Doc O'Lightly.
Paul Varjak.
So she's married.
Lula Mae belongs home with her husband, her brother, and her children.
Children?
Oh.
Now, son, I didn't claim they was her natural born children. Now, you might think the average person going on 14 wouldn't know their own mind.
Going on 14? Alright. I'll accept it. Because it was customary during this time.
Lula Mae and her brother had been living with some mean, no-account people about 100 miles east of Tulip. She had good cards run off from that house. Never had none to leave mine. Also, we had Fred with us till he took him in the army. That's what I come to talk to her about. I had a letter from him. He's getting out of the army in February. Lula Mae's place is with her husband, her children, and her brother. Huh?
Surprise, McCrackerjack. You want it?
Talk about a shift in mood and tone. I retracted my statement earlier that this movie was rudderless.
Because I don't want to surprise her or scare her none. Be my friend. Let her know I'm here.
Oh, so that's what lies at the base of her melancholy. Saying she got the reds.
Maybe we can have a drink or something tomorrow, huh?
Sure, Lula Mae. If you're still here tomorrow.
Oh, please. Where is he?
Oh. She's like, oh, she put two and two together immediately. Disregard that gesture.
Hi, Doc.
She's so skinny. Did you know that because of the Dutch famine, Audrey Hepburn had a problem gaining weight and a lot of health disorders? Epigenetically. If you haven't read it, Nessa Carey's epigenetic book is mind-blowing. Random, I know. I digress. Yo, this is remarkable. I thought we were just gonna remain, whimsical the entire time. But it took a left turn with a pleasant amount of magnitude and gravity of emotion.
I want you to come to the bus station with us, Doc and me. He still thinks I'm going back with him. Need support. I don't think I can play the scene alone.
Holly, what can I do?
Play the scene.
Holly, what can I do? He's your husband.
No, he's not. It was annulled ages ago, but he just won't accept it. Please, Fred. I'll tell him you're coming to see us off.
So Doc is a psycho. The horse farmer is a psycho. That's what you mean it was annulled. So he just said, she's my wife. And he's sticking to that story?
I love you, Lula Mae.
I know you do, and that's just the trouble. It's a mistake you always made, Doc, trying to love a wild thing. He's all right, isn't he?
He's getting out of the army in February. That's what he wrote to tell me. And you got to understand what I'm trying to tell you. I don't want it to seem like I'm pressuring you none, but now I got it.
You don't want to seem like it?
Yeah, I'm going to have to write young Fred and tell him that unless he wants to look out for himself, he better sign up for another hitch.
Doc, don't you do that. Don't you write that to him. I'll write to him myself and tell him I want him here with me.
Blackmail, extortion.
Keep an eye on her, will you, son? You see she eats something once in a while.
Please, Doc, please understand. I love you, but I'm just not Lula Mae anymore. I'm not.
Okay, the subject matter of female empowerment. She was married off, 13, 14 years old, had stepchildren, and she underwent metamorphosis, reinvented herself, and stepped into her identity. And that's a source of bitterness in her, a source of melancholy.
I guess the next best thing is a drink. Yes, I very much need a drink. Only promise me one thing. Don't take me home until I'm drunk.
Oh, this movie is affecting.
Rusty Trawler. You met him at my party a couple of weeks ago. He came with Mag Wildwood. The one that looks like a pig.
Doesn't matter what he looks like. Long as he can bring home that bacon. Pig or no.
So it's all up to me. I don't know why you don't understand. I need money. I'll do whatever I have to do to get it.
Ah, there lies the crux of the film.
Do not accept drinks from disapproving gentlemen. So take it. You should be used to taking money from ladies by now.
Heyo. Was that a barb?
It should take you exactly 4 seconds to cross from here to that door. I'll give you 2.
A little mutual needling of one another.
Yes, I know all about it. Certainly had him pegged wrong, didn't I? I thought he was just a rat. He was a super rat all along. A super rat.
I like how she calls everybody rats. That makes her the cheese.
I'd marry you for your money in a minute. Would you marry me for my money?
Aw.
So I guess it's pretty lucky neither of us is rich, huh?
Yeah.
This is some pretty incisive writing. Very trenchant.
So the story, just got word this morning. Why don't we go out and have a drink or take a walk or something to celebrate?
We could spend the whole day doing things we've never done before. We'll take turns. For something you've never done, then me. Of course, I can't really think of anything I've never done.
Novel experiences is the name of the game.
Do you see what I mean? How nothing bad could ever happen to you in a place like this? It isn't that I give a hoot about jewelry except diamonds, of course.
With the exception of diamonds.
No, I'm gonna buy you a present. You bought me one, a typewriter ribbon, and it brought me luck.
But Tiffany's gonna be pretty expensive.
I've got my check and $10.
Oh, wouldn't let you cash a check. What a present for $10 or under.
Money is no object to him right now.
Well, we had considered diamonds. Now, I don't want to offend you, but the lady feels that diamonds are tacky for her.
Look how he looked.
Want to finance. We can only afford to spend a limited amount.
May I ask how limited?
Equivocation.
Do you have anything for $10?
Well, frankly, madam, within that price range, the variety of merchandise is rather limited. For the lady and gentleman who has everything, a sterling silver telephone dialer.
A tchotchke.
Hey, did you ever steal anything from a 5 and 10?
Did you?
I used to. I still do every now and then, sort of to keep my hand in. Come on, don't be...
Keep my hand in. She's a kleptomaniac for the rush, for the thrill of it. You blow it, you buy it? Oh. A little misdirection. What is happening? This is funny, dude. In an indescribable way. What? Egregious. This is egregious. What better way, what better item can you steal than a mask? The goofiness. I find this goofiness enchanting. Which could also be read as they're each of them taking the mask off, figuratively, and seeing each other for the first time. And it's funny that that's on the heels of them stealing masks. So that works on a very engaging, poetic, and symbolic level, the representation.
This is going to be a serious discussion, and suddenly I'm terribly afraid it is. You're going to have to take off that ridiculous mask. Or else I'm going to have to wear one too. What's the matter? Girl trouble? That it, darling?
In so many words.
I do believe love has found Andy Hardy.
She's a girl who can't help anyone, not even herself.
Oh.
I can help her. And it's a nice feeling for a change.
Oh, that's awfully moving. Awfully moving.
Holly, I love you.
Oh, buddy.
What's the matter with you anyway?
Let me go.
No.
Fred, please let me go.
Oh, he's back to Fred.
What, do you think you own me?
That's exactly what I think.
I know that's what everybody always thinks, but everybody happens to be wrong.
But I am not everybody. Or am I? Is that what you really think?
The heartbreak.
That I'm no different from all your other rats and super rats? If that's what you really think, there's something I want to give you.
What's that?
$50 for the powder room.
Treat me like a scoundrel. Here. I'll act accordingly. But what transpired between their kiss and this scene that we're not seeing? Or is she just subsumed by her insecurities of her past and her self-worth?
Oh, good evening, Buller. Good evening.
Ah.
Please, you must.
Well, that took a turn real quick. Oh. Throwing that little guy as a catastrophe.
Received notice young Fred killed. Jeep accident, Fort Riley, Kansas. Your husband and children join in the sorrow of our mutual loss.
That is horrendous. Earth-shattering information for Holly Golightly or Lula May. Because all Fred has been on her lips more than anything pretty much in this movie.
Ah, there she are, Lieutenant. The wanted woman. There.
Kronberger, narcotics squad.
What do you mean?
You will find out what's going on.
Narcotics? I have a sneaking suspicion that the Brazilian has something to do with that. He did say, hey, the landlord, is he the landlord? He did say he was going to call the police.
I'm a writer. W-R-I-T-E-R.
Just to clarify.
But you did used to visit Tomato.
I used to see him every week. What's wrong with that?
Now, you must have known Tomato was part of the narcotic syndicate.
Mr. Tomato never mentioned
Oh,
narcotics
man.
to me. Makes me furious the way...
The mafia. The mafia sugar daddy.
Ready with Mr. Berman in Hollywood. Kindly deposit $3 for the first 3 minutes, please.
I mean, $3 for 3 minutes, $1 a minute. What is it? It's highway robbery. What is this? Punch, drug, love, sex hotline?
This is Fred.
Oh, Fred Baby, huh? I spoke to my lawyer in New York. I told him to take care of everything, send me the bill, but to keep my name anonymous. What?
Anonymous.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate.
I owe her something. Not that I owe her anything. I mean, if you really want to get right down to it.
It's not contradictory at all.
But she's a real phony. Know what I mean, kid?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
She's a real phony. I don't owe her anything, but I owe her something. Can't make heads or tails of that, but...
What time is it?
A little after 10.
Good. Idlewild Airport, please, driver.
Never mind. You can't do that.
Is she trying to jump bail?
They'll lock you up and throw away the key.
By the day after tomorrow, I'll be married to the future president of Brazil. And that'll give me diplomatic immunity or something.
Is that how that works?
Hand me my purse, will you, darling? A girl can't read that sort of thing without her lipstick. You read it to me, will you, darling?
Yeah, I find that. I can't read anything without some Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline, who knows?
I tell you what you do for me, darling. When you get back to town, I want you to call up the New York Times or whoever you call. I want you to mail me a list of the 50 richest men in Brazil. The 50 richest.
Old habits die hard, I suppose.
People don't belong to people.
Of course they do.
I'm not gonna let anyone put me in a cage.
I don't want to put you in a cage. I want to love you.
The same thing.
No, it's not.
Oof.
Not Holly. I'm not Lula May either. I don't know who I am.
Equating love with restriction.
Kind of place for a tough guy like you. Garbage cans, rats galore. Scram! I said take off. Beat it. Let's go.
Oh, not the shot of the cat in the rain. That's cold blooded.
You're already in that cage. You built it yourself. And it's not bounded on the west by Tulip, Texas, or on the east by Somaliland. It's wherever you go. Because no matter where you run, you just end up running into yourself.
Self-imposed prison.
Here, I've been carrying this thing around for months. I don't want it anymore.
Hey, this is some profound melodrama that one cannot anticipate as this story builds.
Where's the cat?
I don't know.
Come on, find this cat so I can have some catharsis. Okay, that's the last cat pun, I promise. This movie has warmth. What can I say? I don't know what genre or what category I would put it in, but and then we repeat the refrain Holly Golightly was singing in the window of the fire escape to end the movie. Okay. I feel you, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Now, that movie has a quality about it. And movies like this are the best movie experiences. Insofar as you really don't know the path down which you're traveling and where it's gonna wind up. And I like that about it. I mean, the first half of the movie had a particular air about it, a particular impression it was giving off to the audience. And then to pull the rug out from under us in that fashion, I found it delightful. Holly Golightly is an elusive character. And this movie is so offbeat. But I like the subject matter of, it's kind of indicting. It's an indictment of American decadence. You know, the bourgeoisie cut of people, the bourgeoisie mentality, and being wrapped up in this whimsical story is pleasing cognitively. My cognition was pleased by watching this. It's so dramatic, and the conflict of the story revolves around her childhood, and that obtains for everybody. So being married off, or however she entered into the arrangement of the farmer, having to raise those kids and be a mother so early, and being born and insecure about her socioeconomic status, and her going away and changing her name, reinventing herself. And I like the exploration of identity in this film. And I think that was a expertly chosen scene where she had already mentioned her kleptomaniac tendencies, but albeit for different reasons earlier on in her childhood, but now she does it, even though she can afford things, she does it for the rush, and it's like a connection to her brother in this capacity. So that scene, which was hilarious, by the way, and I like how patient the movie was with depicting that scene, because it's so important, and it's the fulcrum of the movie in a certain sense, because it's not unimportant that they steal a mask, and then after they make off with the masks, they make it back to their house, and then they take the mask off and they share a look of intimacy and appreciation and a bond and romance, and they share their first kiss, the first time we see them kiss in the movie. Very elusive character, that Holly Golightly. And then her calling him Fred for the majority of the movie, which dictates her whole personality and really illuminates and really illustrates to us how much of an impact her childhood had on her, and is still plaguing her to a certain extent. And without healing this sad pain, she cannot progress. Spectacular sequence of events. Towards the end there, she dumps the cat out, and Paul is like, or Fred too, is like, hey, you keep trying to run away. You say you don't want to be in a cage. You're in a self-imposed cage. And no matter how far you try to run, you know, you can't go anywhere because you're stuck with yourself in a certain sense. And we get a close-up of Holly Golightly's face, really drinking this statement in and understanding the incontestable truth about it. That's a beautiful passage and a perfect way to put the icing on the cake of this story. I like the vibe of this movie. All in all, I like the vibe of this movie. It'd be worth a second watch. I can't make heads or tails of the character Mickey Rooney played, but I think that's the point. You know, it was probably a byproduct of whoever wrote the screenplay and their personal experience. So instead of it getting an Asian actor, they just got Mickey Rooney to play it. I get it. Look, I'm looking at a movie from the 1960s through the lens of 2024. Yeah, I like movies that can handle a shift in tone admirably and in a professional and seamless manner, because the atmosphere of the first half of the movie is day and night, a stark, so vivid, in such a vivid contrast to the second half that I'm almost astounded that the first half existed. But movies that can execute such a balance are always worth the watch, no matter where the third act takes it, no matter where the third act takes us. And I think this movie, you know, covered a lot of ground, and I am glad that I watched it. But that's it for right now. Thank you for watching this with me. Nice to cross paths with you again, or for the first time. Nice to make your acquaintance. Shout out to all my patrons, you feel me? Breakfast at Tiffany's 1961. I was laughing. I was kind of puzzled and vexed by the by the tonal shifts at time, but it was always rewarding, and this was an enjoyable experience for me. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave some comments down below, and as always, till we meet again.